Okay, we're recording now. I need you don't have a headphone in, right?
Oh, I had to do that after school.
Okay. All right, so this is for the PolyOp test 2. You ready, Brittany? Where's your paper at?
I don't have one.
They're right over here so that you can get 5 extra points tomorrow for the test. Yeah, 5. I'm going to do 5. Okay, so number 1 says, hey, we're going to stop doing conversations across the room. We're going to teach. I'm going to teach right now. What is the greatest common factor, the GCF of 35? Hey, Diego, shut up. Thank you. What is the GCF of 35x squared plus 5x plus 15? Would I be pulling, or would an x be a GCF? No. No, because not all of them contain an x, right? So remember, we start with the smallest number, 5. Can it divide 35? Yes. Can it divide 15? Yes. Yes. So the GCF is 5. So it says, after factoring out the GCF from number 1, what is the resulting polynomial? So we would divide everything by 5, right? So 35x squared divided by 5 gives me 7x squared. Hey, write this down. I've already gone on to the second problem and you're not even doing it. All right, 5x divided by 5 is going to be just x, and 15 divided by 5 is going to be 3. Okay, so for number 3, identify the GCF of 40x minus 24. Well, let's just use our calculator method here. Where we go to math, over to number, you might be right, I don't know. We hit 9, and the numbers are 40, comma, 24. Enter. It is 8. So GCF equals 8. Number 4, so what is the remaining polynomial from number 3 after factoring out the GCF? So that means we would divide each term by 8, right? So we'd have 8 outside the parentheses, and then 40x divided by 8 is 5x, and negative 24 divided by 8 is negative 3. All right, number 5. Which expression is equivalent to 12x squared minus 42x? Okay, we know that an x is going to be one of the GCFs, right? Because they both contain an x. So I can get rid of C and D. Then notice I have a minus sign right here, right? So does my factors have to have a minus sign in it? Yes, so that means A is out and B is our answer. But if we weren't able to get rid of anything, we could just actually distribute this, right, to make sure that we got the same resulting expression. Okay, so for 6 and 7, it says to use the algebra tiles right here. It says Gary used algebra tiles to multiply 2 binomials. What are the factors? Factors are on the inside or the outside? Outside. The outside. So this is where, we would extend up our lines. Here we would have x plus 2.
And then 2x plus minus 1.
Very good. And 2x minus 1, because this one would have to be negative. So let's write that. X plus 2, 2x minus 1. So the area of Gary's tiles, that means if the factors are on the outside, the area is on the inside. So how many x squareds? 2x squared.
Plus 4x.
Well, look.
Well, 3x.
Right, because this and this are going to zero out. So we're left with plus 3x and minus 2. Very good. So that's just about counting, right? Counting the tiles.
Yep.
Pretty easy? You see it? Okay. Ready for number 8? So it says use algebra tiles to represent the area of the rectangle with dimensions of x minus 4 and 2x plus 3. So I'm going to do the x minus 4 up here. So we have 1 rectangle, right? And then 4 shaded little squares, because they're negative. And then over here on the side, the 2 x's, 2 rectangles, and then 3 little squares. And then what do?
Bring down the line.
Yeah, we extend out our lines and connect them all. And then what happens from these negatives right here?
Be all shade.
Everything's shaded down below it, right? This one sucks to do tiles on.
Is that it?
Well, we have to say what the area is, right? So how many x squareds do we have? We have 2x squared. Then these three positive x's will cancel out with these 3, I'll say. So that leaves me with how many negative x's? 5, so minus 5x. And then how many negative ones do we have? Is it 12? Yeah, 12. So minus 12. That is the answer. Okay, number 9. Oh, Vanessa used the box to help her factor a trinomial. However, she's having trouble completing the box. Help her complete it. So the dimensions that it's asking for on number 10, no, that's not my students. The dimensions, what are they talking about? Is that the area or it's the outside? It's the factors, right? Right, JP? Awesome. Okay, so what do we know is going to be outside here? X and X. Now, all we have to do is say, well, X, or not X, 6 times what right here would give me this negative 12? Negative 2? Because remember, we're multiplying, not adding. Okay, so then that means our dimensions are X minus 2, X plus 6. And then the area will be on the inside. So now 6 times X gives me 6X. X times negative 2 gives me, and then I have to combine these two, right? Which will give me 4X. We combine them by adding them, yeah? Okay, so then my trinomial will be, very good, that's 4X minus 12. Okay, number 12, using this box right here, it wants to know what are the factors of the box. Okay, so again, we know that X and X are going outside the top left box, right, or left corner. Now, when I look at this right here, 5 and 10, what is their GCF? 5, because they are both divisible by 5. So that means this has to be what? 1. And then 1x times what gives me 9x? 9. And 5x times what gives me 10x? 2. So the factors are 5x plus 9 and x plus 2, or you can say 1x plus 2. Our product, that's on the inside, so we have to combine our like terms here. 10x plus 9x gives us 19x. So then our final product is 5x squared plus 19x plus 18. Very good. No pressure. What's attached to this right here? There you go. All right, flipping over to the back side, number 14. It says, which of the following equations is equivalent to 9x squared minus 24x plus 16? Equivalent means what? Equal to. Okay. So, let's see. What can we do here? Can we do y1, y2? Yes. Like I'm going to put this one into y1 and I'm going to try each of the factors in y2. So y equals, what is it, 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. And then, now, could it be this one? Could it be 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4? Because, like, how would I get this negative right here with a 24?
No, it's wrong.
I can't use that one. I mean, I know automatically it's wrong. If my product contains a minus sign, then one of my factors has to contain a minus sign. Okay, then let's try 3x minus 4 squared. So going to the table, are they all the same? Oh, we got lucky that it was number 2. Which means, oh wait, so 2 is, but would 4 also be equivalent to it? Yes, so we're going to say 2 and 4. Our answer is B. Okay, which of the following would create a perfect square when modeled with algebra tiles? If it's a perfect square, that means the factors are
Us.
exactly the same. The difference of two squares.
Yeah, I keep getting those messages like that.
Don't get mixed up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just not tomorrow. Okay, so like this first one right here, this would be that difference of two squares because they're the same, but they have a minus and a plus sign, right? What about this one right here? Is this two factors that are exactly the same?
Yes.
Yes, so that would be our answer, C.
Just asking for the PS2.
Yeah, which one would give us a perfect square trinomial? Okay, 16. Which of the following products represents a difference of two squares? Does this represent a difference of two squares? No. Is this one even being multiplied to each other? No. Because look, going back up here, see 16x minus 25 squared? This means that equals 16x minus 25 times 16x minus 25. See how the factors are exactly the same? So that's why. Okay, back down here. 3, is that a difference of two squares?
Yeah.
Yes, they're exactly the same except for one has a plus and a minus, so we know that one works. What about 4?
Yeah.
Yes, it also works. So we're looking for 3 and 4, so D. Okay, which expression is a factor of 49c squared minus 9? So since it's set up like this, we have to factor it, right? Okay, so I'm going to do, first, do I have a GCF?
Yes. No.
I do not. So I'm going to have to go ahead and set up my box. What are you doing? Get over here and write on this paper. All right, what do I put in this top left corner? What? 49x squared. And then bottom right? Negative 9. Okay, what? Oh, oops, c squared. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, so what, I'm going to go over here to do my A, B, and C. What does A equal? 49. What does B equal? 0. C equals negative 9. So 49 times negative 9 is what? I have no idea. Oops. You know what? You already had it or what? Oh, negative 441. Okay, so here's one of those. It has to be a difference of two squares, right? Because of the way our expression is set up.
It's 22 times 22?
I don't know, is it? Okay, because I need the numbers to be the same. I just need one to be negative and one to be positive, right, to create the zero pair. So all I have to do is take the square root of 441, and it's 21. You're so close. So that means I'm going to be using negative 21 and positive 21. So negative 21x and positive 21x. Okay, so we know that a C and a C are what's going to be outside that top left box, right? Now I just need to know, well, what's the GCF for 49 and 21? If I don't know, I can go math over to number, hit 9 and do 49, comma, 21, and we would get 7. So that means this has to be a 7, and then this one has to be a 7. So then 7c times what gives me? Negative 3, yeah. And then this one's going to be a plus 3. So which one am I looking for here? D. Make sure y'all pay attention because they will have little things like this to trick you where you're like, oh, I see the 7c minus, and then not pay attention that it says 9 instead of 3 like you need it to be. Okay, 18, fill in the blanks. The blank of a rectangle represents the factors of the polynomials. The dimensions. Dimensions of a rectangle represent the factors of the polynomial, right? Because that's what you would multiply in order to find the area, right? The area of a rectangle represents the, anybody have any ideas? Product, very good. Product of the polynomial. Are you so tired, JP? It's been a rough day with the Fine Arts Festival. I don't even know what that is. A lazy day. I don't ever get to have them. Okay, 19. I have to factor this. Do I have a GCF?
This is where it goes.
I do not, because my A value is what?
1.
1. What is my B value?
Math. 10.
10. C? 16. So let me do my box. What do I have in the top left corner? Bottom right. Very good. Okay, so now 1 times 16 gives me 16. So I need 2 factors of 16 that add up to give me 10. Anybody have any? So we know 1 and 16, 2 and 8. Yeah, because 4 and 4 would be next. 2 and 8 is what we're looking for that add up to give us 10. And we didn't need any negatives, right, because everything is positive. So inside the box we have 2y and 8y. What's going outside the top left corner? Y and y, or x, whatever you want to use. And then y times what gives me 8y?
8.
And y times what gives me 2y?
12.
So the factors are?
Y plus 8 times y plus 8.
Very good.
Oh, mathematical.
Number 20. Again, we have to factor. Do I have a GCF?
No.
Because my A value is,
1,
B is,
9,
and C?
negative 1 is 12.
Okay, so let's do our box. Top left corner's got C squared, and bottom right, negative 112. So 1 times negative 112 is negative 112. Anybody happen to know the factors of negative 112? Calculator, yeah, I have no idea.
I think it's 9. That's not,
So, stop thinking, is that what you said? So I have negative 112, right? Divided by x, going to the table.
The math number one.
What?
Yeah, click math and number.
Because that's looking for the greatest common factor
Between 2?
between 2 numbers, but I don't have 2 numbers to compare here. I'm just trying to find factors of negative 112 that'll add up to give me a positive 9.
Oh.
So, let's see. Oh, look, 7 and negative 16 give me a negative 9, but negative 7 and a positive 16 will give me a positive 9, right? So then we have negative 7c, 16c. So what's going outside top left?
C.
C and C. And then C times what gives me negative 7c?
Negative 7.
And C times what gives me 16c?
16.
So our factors are... What do you mean? How did I find these numbers right here? So I just did the y equals the number divided by x, right? Because I'm looking for factors of negative 112 that add up to give me that 9, that b value. So once I put in the number divided by x, I went to the table to look for those 2 factors. Do you remember? Have you been practicing with us? It doesn't seem like we've done like a lot of days of practice, huh? Do you remember doing that?
No.
Can you do it tomorrow? Okay, awesome. All right, 21. Which expression is equivalent to 9x squared minus 2x minus 7? That means the same, equal to. It does not look like I can get rid of anything here because they all have like a plus and a minus. Right? Okay, so let's do our y1 and y2. So y1, I'm doing 9x squared minus 2x minus 7. And then I'm going to try the 3x minus 1 and 3x plus 7. And they're not the same, right? Okay. I like these numbers, so I'm going to try it with where the addition and subtraction sign are flipped.
I used to be really good at math until I did it.
Are you talking about the variables?
Yeah.
Wait, did I do that right? 3x plus 1, 3x minus 7. But it still didn't work, right? No. Man. Okay, so now let's try 9x plus 7 and x minus 1. Does that one work? Yes, they're all equal to each other, so our answer is B. Okay, and the last three are all factoring. Okay, 22, do we have a GCF? No, because our A value is 1, B is, and C is 9. So now we're going to do our box. Top left, we have A squared. Bottom right, we have 9. So, am I going too fast? 1 times 9 gives me 9. Okay, so I have a positive product, but a negative sum. So that means my factors have to be negative. So will negative 3 work? Yes. Does this, so again, if you didn't know the factors of 9, you could easily go to the calculator. Not math. You have to do the number divided by x. Okay, so negative 3a, negative 3a. So we know a and a are going outside the top left, right? And what do I have right here? Negative 3. Same thing here? So that means our factors are a minus 3 squared. And this is a what? Yep. Perfect square trinomial. Awesome. Okay, 23. Do I have a GCF? Yes. What is it? 2. I'm going to go ahead and write this 2 over here to make sure I don't forget about it, because if I forget about it, then I'm wrong. So I'm going to divide everything by 2, and I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I'll set up my box.
So we're going to do ABC for this?
Yeah, I'm just, sorry, I didn't go in the exact same order. What does A equal? 1. B equals, and C, 6. So then in the top left corner, we have x squared. Bottom right, we have 6. Yeah, so 1 times 6 gives me 6. And then as Ashley said, 2 and 3 will work, because 2 times 3 gives us 6, and 2 plus 3 gives us 5. So 2x, 3x. What's going on outside the top left? X and x. And then what will we have here? 3. And here? 2. So we have the 2, right? And then x plus 3 and x plus 2. And those are our factors. One more.
Jeez.
I know, it's a long one. Okay, do we have a GCF?
No.
Was he snorting over here like a little piggy? That's what it sounded like. We do not have a GCF.
No.
So what does A equal? B equals,
14.
and C equals
-5.
-5. So let's do our box. And in the top left, we're going to put 3x squared. Bottom right, -5. Okay, so 3 times -5 gives me -15. So could I use -1 and 15? Yes, because that will add up to give me 14. So we have -1x and 15x. Okay, so what goes outside the top left? X and x. Okay, so this is the easiest one to determine what our GCF is, right? Because it's just 1. And then 1x times what x gives me 3x squared? 3. Or tired. Okay, 3x times what gives me 15x? 5.
What?
3x times 5, yeah. And then 1x times what gives me -1x?
-1.
-1.
Mason. Oh, you gonna eat in here?
You want to come in here? Oh, I don't have one. McCoy does. McCoy, yeah.
Word for word.
All right.
Is he from here?
Mason? Yeah.
Hilarious.
He is funny. All right, so my factors are x plus 5 and 3x minus 1. And we are done.
Finally!
In practice,
Everybody say bye.
ciao.
Bye.